Hello ladies, and welcome back to my channel. It is me, Monica, with Monica Nicole All Things Beauty, and I hope that you're doing good. But I wanted to jump on here and do a video real quick about something that I feel like everybody can relate to, and that is bad hair days versus good hair days, and how good hair really can affect our mental health. And it's something that we don't really talk about, but in this video I really wanted to talk about that. So having a bad hair day feels like a case of the Mondays. Like stuff just goes wrong, you don't feel good, and maybe you just don't show up the same. But how do you guys feel when you have a good hair day? So that's what we want to talk about, good hair days, and how it really is a science behind it that helps us with our mental health when our hair feels good, because we feel good. So that's what this video is about. So if you are interested in this topic, then definitely grab you a glass of wine or whatever's your cup of tea, and let's jump into it. Okay, so let's talk about the psychology of good hair days. And this is not just a hairstyle, y'all. Like, think about when you are fresh out the salon, your hair is done, girl, it's like you got a superpower. Like all of a sudden, like you feel good, you can smile easier. It's easier to like engage with people and make eye contact with people because you feel good about yourself, you feel confident. And so it's one of those things where if we feel bad, then we kind of look bad, we kind of feel bad, but if we look good, we feel good. So that's what I'm saying. It's not just like all about how we look, but how we feel. There's a study published in the International Journal of Cosmetic Science, and this is something that you can look up, but they found a correlation between your hair appearance and the satisfaction, like how satisfied you are with your hair, to your overall self-esteem. And so this is just something that I find interesting because I see it in the salon. Like when ladies get their hair done, they can come in and they can be in the worst mood, like could have had the worst day at work, and they get their hair done. All of a sudden, that whole energy changes. So that's why I don't know, it just makes me excited to talk about this because I see it and I know that it is a real thing. So just something that I want to share with you guys, that it genuinely impacts your mood when your hair is done, and not just done, but done, like when it look good. Let's talk about hair care as a form of self-care. Sometimes I don't think people view it that way. Some people do, but even if you're not going into the salon, if you're doing this at home, just think about that time that you can take, that 15 minutes, maybe, I don't know, depends on how much hair you got and how much work it is. It may be 2 hours, but try to make that time like time when you really are pampering yourself, like maybe having some relaxing music or a nice smelling candle, or just the quiet of the kids not running around and the phone not ringing, and really use that as an opportunity to really pamper yourself and make yourself feel luxurious. Even if you're at home doing it yourself, doing really nice, good, deep conditioning treatments, massaging your scalp, things like that. All of that can kind of just help create like a self-care experience for you when you are doing your hair. Yeah, so just taking time to pamper your hair, whether it's just brushing it, all of these things are just really forms of self-care. Ultimately, the goal with this is just about investing in yourself and prioritizing your well-being. So let's get into the science of good hair days. And this is like real biological stuff. This is not just hair fluff. Like this is real stuff right here. So grooming, and this includes doing your hair, can actually trigger feel-good hormones like dopamine. So dopamine is a neurotransmitter that's associated with reward and pleasure. And so that helps us to understand why it makes sense that when we take time to care for ourselves, our hair, then we get those pleasure and feel good sensations. So there's also another study published, and I'm going to link it below. It was in the Neuro Endocrinology Letters, and it explored the link between grooming behaviors and the release of these neurotransmitters in the brain. So healthy habits like scalp massage, that also is gonna stimulate your blood flow. It's gonna relieve tension and stress. Again, all of these things, the mini massages, they reduce cortisol levels and they help us with stress and relaxation. Again, boosting that mood and helping us with our overall well-being. So let's talk about the social benefits of looking our best and how that connects with our hair. So when you feel good about your hair and you go into a social situation, then you're less self-conscious, you're more able to engage with people as your more authentic self because you feel better about yourself. And so These engagements allow you to make new friends and to just develop stronger relationships. And let's just be honest, like, hair does play a role in the first impression that a person has about you. Like, if somebody see you and you are not put together, then they just assume that you are just a not put together person, versus someone who walks in a room and you can clearly see they're put together, they're well groomed, and then you're like, oh, okay. So the impression that it makes when we show up is important. I've always just, something that popped in my head, like, and I don't even know where I heard this, but it was like, you never like go to the doctor and just be like busted. Like, you get yourself together and you look like you care about yourself so that they can care about you when you walk in. If you look like you don't care, they gon' show up like they don't care. And that's not, a rule of, that's not black and white, but it does kind of lean to the truth. Like, people show up for you the way you show up. So just something to keep in mind. But it's definitely, again, about feeling good about yourself, feeling comfortable in your own skin, and being able to express yourself. And that is how, like, having your hair together or your person together as a whole can really help you with your overall mental health, well-being, and quality of life. And so let's talk about embracing imperfections and individuality. One thing that I do want to get across in this video is that none of us are perfect. None of us have the perfect hair, the perfect skin, the perfect face, whatever. Like, the goal is just to find what fits you. Like, there's no such thing as like the perfect hair. There's no such thing as, having the perfect texture. Girl, like, celebrate your uniqueness. Do the things that fit you, embrace what makes you feel good, and just lean into that. I personally love extensions. That's what makes me feel good. Today for this video, I decided to wear my natural hair, which I cannot believe I did that, but I still feel good. Like, it's my hair. I'm appreciative of it. Like, there are things about it that I don't like, but it's mine. I love it, and I work to make this content, and I'm gonna wear it until I get me some extensions in about 4 or 5 days. But still, like, just love yourself, love your hair, like, love the person that you are, whether it is what somebody else feels like it should be or not. It only matters what you feel. So celebrate that, celebrate yourself, and yeah, just embrace your natural beauty and lean into it, and just, girl, do what make you feel good. So to wrap this up, I just want to talk about some tips for achieving consistent hair happiness. Like, how do we do that? Consistency is the key. Consistency is the key. It's good to develop a routine. I have like a digital planner that I have available. I'll actually put a link to it in this video. It's a free download that helps me like build a routine or a schedule for my hair. I do it for my clients based on events and things that I have going on. And it kind of just helps me plan and kind of stay abreast to what's going on with my hair, because I feel like we plan everything else in life. Like, why do we not plan our hair and how to care for it? Like, I don't know, but I do. I try to do that. And then figure out what your problems are. So if you have specific concerns, figure out what those concerns are, then do a little bit of research to figure out maybe what products or what things will help you with those concerns. It may not be a product, it may be getting a trim. Don't be afraid to consult an expert. Like, reach out to a local hairstylist. If you don't know nobody, ask your friends. Somebody knows somebody that can help you with your hair. So that's another option. And then if it's something that's beyond a stylist, if you need like real professional help with your hair, maybe with a dermatologist or a trichologist, like, reach out to those people who can help you to address specific needs that you may have with your hair. And then celebrate the progress that you make. Like, when you see a little bit of progress, be like, yes, okay, embrace that, and then rewind and do it again, and like keep making little baby steps to get to the ultimate goal. And that's with anything in life. And enjoy the process along the way. Like, it's a lot of ladies out here, y'all, they don't have no hair, and I work with them. And so sometimes we complain. I complain about my hair a lot, and I'm really gonna try to work on that, because there's always somebody who's in a worse situation than we are, or than you are. So don't get discouraged if you hit bumps in the road. Maybe you get something done and you have a little breakage, or you have, I don't know, something that goes on that that makes your hair not the way you want it. Maybe you go through some type of treatment, but just take things one day at a time, one step at a time, and just embrace your hair and enjoy the journey. That's about all for this video. I do want to ask you guys, like, what are your favorite hair care tips? What are your favorite things that you do to make hair care, self-care for you? Do you feel there's any truth to the fact that good hair days help with mental health and overall well-being? Do you feel like there's any truth to that? I would love to know your thoughts. So please drop those in the comments. Like this video if you found it helpful or encouraging or inspiring to you. Share it with someone who may need some oomph when it comes to their hair. Thank you so much for watching, and remember that you are beautiful inside and out.